Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to today's webinar. We are delighted to have such an enthusiastic audience joining us as we explore meaningful conversations on social change, public health, and community development. This platform brings together diverse minds committed to advancing knowledge, sharing experiences, and building resilient communities. It's a privilege to host this session, and we are honored to introduce a distinguished professional whose work has touched countless lives and continues to inspire transformative change. We are proud to present Ms. Subha Jayaram, a highly accomplished social behavioral and public health specialist with over 20 years of experience leading impactful programs for children, women, and youth. She has partnered with the Tamil Nadu State Public Health Department and UNICEF, spearheading risk communication and community engagement for COVID-19 vaccination campaigns. As a consultant, she has guided state level health promotion and communication strategies addressing climate change and public health. Her leadership includes mobilizing 1.5 crores in CSR funding, managing projects worth 8 crores annually, and overseeing sponsorship programs benefiting 10,000 children across three states. She has pioneered innovative initiatives in youth engagement on climate change, community-led early childhood development, 1,000 days of life, telemedicine, and digital literacy through the HPWOW project. Beyond program leadership, Ms. Shubha is a facilitator, researcher, and author. She co-authored The Power of Behavioral Psychology and trained 250 faculty members through a faculty development program on behavioral psychology. Her research has been widely recognized, earning her the Best Presenter Award 2025 at the Dr. Parivendra Research Colloquium. She has presented at prestigious national and international conferences, including the Gericare International Conclave 2024, DPH ICON 2024, and the ICSSR International Conferences 2025. She also served as a panelist at the ICSSR National Seminar 2025, addressing public perceptions of transgender communities. In addition, Ms. Shubha contributes to research governance as a social scientist on the ethical committee of the Tamil Nadu Journal of Public Health and Medical Research, and as a member of the ICMR NIRT Ethical Committee and Community Advisor Board CAB. With a passion for community development, strategic collaboration, and bridging the gap between research, policy, and practice, Ms. Subha Jayaram embodies integrity, innovation, and commitment to sustainable social change. Please join me in extending a very warm welcome to esteemed speaker, Ms. Subha Jayaram. We also have Dr. Kalpana Kausalram. She was a speaker here in this forum earlier to give us her insight before we hand over the platform to Subha Jayaram. Dr. Kalpana Kausalram is a professor at the SRM School of Public Health, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Chennai. Her academic focus encompasses psychology and behavioral sciences with a particular emphasis on public health research. Dr. Kausalram has contributed to various studies, including topics such as e-hospital management, social capital and health information dissemination, and the prevalence of non-communicable diseases in India. In addition to her academic pursuits, Dr. Kausalram is an active member of the Women Entrepreneurs Forum, where she engages in initiatives supporting women in entrepreneurship. Her diverse roles highlight her commitment to advancing public health education and empowering women in professional spheres. Welcome, Dr. Kalpana Kausalram, and over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Gopi. That's wonderful, and I'm so honored. Now, coming to Shubha, Shubha is a very, very versatile person. She has multivariate specialization, including social work and Natyalaya. She is my research scholar, and I'm very proud to tell you that. And she contributed a lot into building this book called Power of Behavioral Psychology. She's an excellent trainer, and she's both an interactive teacher and a theoretical projector. And her knowledge is immense, be it Natyalaya, be it caregiving or social work. And she has contributed a lot to the community, especially geriatrics, Gericare. Her poster was very much appreciated by the managing directors, Dr. V. Srinivas and Dr. Lakshmipati Ramesh. And she goes a long way in training and interactive teaching. We would love to hear from her about empowering self, behavioral psychology, and her work towards emotional intelligence is really immense. Over to you, Subha Jayaraman, and thank you, Mr. Gopi.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Over to you,
Is my
Subha. Thank you so
yes,
much.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Sir, is my audio? I'm
Yeah, you're audible. Yeah.
In the presentation mode, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Is my presentation? Something is
Yes, maybe you need to guide us.
Yeah. No. I'm able to see her presentation. However, you have to put it on a presentation mode.
Yes, sir.
This
We'll
is
do that. You're now clear?
Yes, to me, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, good morning, everybody. I'm very happy to be here. I would like to thank Suresh Maria Selvam sir for this opportunity, and also I had a great interaction with Gopi sir a few days ago, and thank you very much for having me on board today. So it's over the next 1 hour, we will explore why behavior change is often difficult. It's never easy for us, for anyone. Why this is not a personal failure actually, and how we understand psychology and system can help us to feel more empowered in our daily lives. We often actually struggle to do any behavior change, be it personal or at the professional front or at the community front, because it is our daily challenges that we actually as a human beings actually go through. So before we actually begin with, this is not a lecture. I'm not going to give you a lecture. You're all eminent professionals working in the field for more than my experience. So here I'm going to share a few things which I have learned all these years and on behavioral psychology, and how practically these behavioral psychology can help us to grow better so that we can become a better human being. So this is not about willpower or discipline or daily routines, or this is not judgments. There is no expectations, there is no pressure. So it is like an organically we have to understand this behavioral psychology, which leads us for empowerment and well-being. Are you all with me?
Yes. Carry on.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
okay, thank you. So it's like a kind of an opening reflection to you all. Have you ever known what you should do but struggle to do it? It's just a reflection to you. You can just take a pen or note down in your mobile phone. You can just start writing.
Now you can put in the chat box if you want.
Yeah, you can put it in the chat bot. Yes. A chat bot I'm not able to see. Okay, the question is again, please reflect yourself. How do you ever know what you should do, but struggle to actually do it? It is purely voluntary. If you wish to put it in the chat board, you can put, or you can just do it yourself as well. Anything could be. Should you want me to give you a clue? I wish everyone to open your mic and talk.
There is a response. The struggle is to assess purpose of one's life and do good in the process to society around.
Wonderful. Whomever it is, they have just put the exact purpose of this workshop. That's good. Just one more minute. To be carried away by emotions while making a decisions, that's also very good. Exercise routine have to do, but struggling to get consistency. Wonderful. Yes. Just 30 seconds more. Okay, so thanks a lot. That is one more. I know I want a clear daily schedule, but I'm struggling to do it. Deciding priorities, procrastination, not disciplined. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So it's like, this is kind of a personal challenges which we actually undergo daily. So this could be like it could be anything related to personal habits, breaking a habit, managing stress, managing routines, managing a professional, a decorum, managing a discipline, managing a policy, managing health communities. As I initially said, it starts with self and the family, as well as the community and the professional front which we actually go through. Okay, so the next point is most of us do not fail because we lack knowledge. I'm sure everyone know the knowledge behind it, correct? But we fail because our behavior is shaped by habits and environment and systems we rarely notice. Okay, so it is most of us do not fail. Again I repeat, most of us do not fail because we lack knowledge. Everyone know the knowledge we have. We know what to do, but we fail because our behavior is shaped by habits, environments, and systems we rarely notice. It is also why do intelligent people, capable people do struggle to change behaviors. It is not about knowledge, it is not about intention, it is often invisible influences. So we have to actually make aware of it. That's the point that we are actually going into. One second. Yes. Okay, so think another typical day. There could be multiple priorities. Even today, I don't know if somebody would have, thought through that you should get up by 6 o'clock and do a morning walking, do a breakfast, and then, get into the session. It could be multiple priorities. That could be limited time, or like you could have, missed your alarms or like missed your morning walks. All that is fine. So there is a constant demand with little space for self-care. Now ask yourself, where does behavior change fit into this reality? Behavior change helps us to understand behavior within our real lives, not the ideal ones. Okay, so it's like, what is about behavior change? So behavior psychology, behavior psychology is nothing but the study of mind and the behavior. Often it is called behaviorism. So behavioral psychology looks at what we can observe, what we can do as an action, and do a reaction, and the pattern of behaviors. Example, 20 years ago, famous scientists, they have done the theory that there is a Pavlov's theory, is very famous theory and experiment that they have done, where he trained dogs to salivate at the sound of a bell by pairing it with food. That is an example of classical conditioning, which is the learning through association. Skinner expanded on a on this with operant conditioning, where behavior is shaped by rewards and punishments. There are many theories. I'm just giving you a sample out of it today. And that the behavioral psychology has got wider scope, starting from mental health and psychotherapies, healthcare and healthcare behaviors, public health and public health promotions, educations and learning environments, workplace and organizational management, parenting and family intervention. It starts with the early childhood development. It starts with where the child actually it's even I would say, like when the mother is at the consumption period. So even the parenting actually starts at that intervention level. And the disability and the rehab and special education, marketing and consumerism is also based on this behavioral psychology. And the list actually goes on. So it's like the public policies, governance. How do you, somebody said, like, how do you change the system? It's very difficult to change the system. So it's like there are behavioral change models which actually works for the public health policies and governance, and then community engagement programs, so on and so forth. So it's like now, like how we behave. What is behavioral psychology? How we behave, why we behave that way, and what we can do to change it. It is not about science. It's a tool for personal growth, better learning, and building a healthier habit, healthy environments, and happy living is the overall motto of the behavioral psychology. So it's like, behavioral psychology helps us to take a closer look at it. It's like, again, I'm repeating how we behave and why we behave that way, and then we can do to change it. It starts with, it is, have you, definitely you would have noticed, it starts with the understanding self. If we don't understand the self, it is very difficult to change our behavior and then understand other person. It could be a person, it could be a system, or it could be a environment. Okay. So there are various models. It is applicable here. I am not going to teach you or guide you these models. It's various models are prevalent. Each model is being practiced in depending upon the situation or the requirement of the behavior change. Okay. So majoritarily the health belief model is used for risk perceptions, and ecological model is actually used for system change. So it's like I'm going to, and also the nudging theory is actually predominantly works at various places. Then the other models is also very, very important models. Depending upon the requirement and the situation, the models are actually used. Okay, so can you please close your eyes? I am not able to see any of you. I believe that everyone is present here because I could not see any of the videos on. Are you all there? Okay, I could see Jayesh, Shah, Anil, Suresh. Okay, can you all please close your eyes? Thank you. Can you just take a deep breath in slowly? Just relax. Breathe in. Relax. When you close your eyes, can you just observe the one thing you can hear? One thing you can hear. Okay. So the next thing, what is the one physical sensation that you could feel? The first one is one thing which you can hear. Second is one physical sensation that you can feel. One thought that passed through the mind. one thought that passed through the mind. Thank you very much. Can somebody share your thoughts? What was the thing that for the three answers?
Yes, I could hear the sound of hammering outside my office.
Okay.
And the physical sensation that I felt was my hands touching each other, resting on the table.
Thank you. Okay.
And the one thought that crossed my mind was, why am I getting this coughing feeling in my throat?
Okay. Anyone else?
Complete relaxation.
Complete relaxation. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Sense of calm, madam.
Major,
Yes,
Major
sir,
sir,
Manoj.
please go on. Major sir, please go on.
A kind of relief.
Relief. Okay. Major, sir, you can just share.
It is a sense of calm that I felt.
Sense of calm
Sense of
that you
calmness.
felt. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. So this
Pleasure.
this 2 minutes, anyone would like to share anything, or can I just move on? Okay, so this is kind of a just a 1 minute activity where we actually, observe ourselves and observe our sensation and observe our sensory organs. So it's like, the self-awareness is very, very important, and the self is very, very important for any behavior change. So this activity is really about, like, be yourself, be with your body, be with yourself, and be with yourself. That's the whole idea of this just 1 minute activity. So there are 3 core elements of, social behavior change, like, behavior change or social behavior change. So it is about, like, first is, like, communication. Communication is a very broader term. Generally, communication is to understand the target audience needs and the preferences, to conceptualize messages for all communication channels. It is about 2 people. Communication is always 2, like, the sender and the receiver. Here now I am communicating and you are all listening to me. Correct? This is kind of, one way. It's right now it's a 2-way communication, but predominantly I'm only talking. And there are various types of communication for behavior change. How you communicate is very, very important. Okay, say for example, there is a alert coming, like, cyclone is coming. There are, like, 1 crore people are there. Like, we can take COVID vaccination, like, we have to communicate to all people, all sort of people who are there at the last mile. How do you communicate? So it's like, what channels do you use? That's what I'm trying to say. So it's like, there are various channels, like, could be a mass communication, or, like, it's a very sensitive topic, means, like, you can't do a broadcasting. So it's like, we can do only one-on-one, like, do a interpersonal communication. So it's like, there are various types of communications to do this behavior change. Okay, all behavior change cannot be done in similar communication formats. Certain things will never work out. Okay, so we need to understand the target audience needs and preferences to conceptualize the messages for all communication channels. The communication channels is another broader term which I'm just, briefing you, like, there are various types of communication channels. The next one is a behavior change, like, what intervention that and the efforts to bring about the desired behavior change. Say for example, today we are all, say for example, I'm just giving you an academic example. So in the academic example, like, students are there, students are coming, or, like, in a workplace atmosphere, it's like discipline. We want that the institution or the workplace to be, in a particular order. Like, that is a mandate of any company. So what is a desired behavior change? For example, like, wearing an ID card. It could be wearing an ID card or like, wearing a shoes. So these are the two behavior change which a company or an institution or somebody is expecting as a decorum of this. How do you ensure this everybody do this? That's the behavior, that's the act that we are expecting, that's the desired goal. So it's like, for that we have to do a nudging behavior, like that's the concept of nudging behavior, like that the awareness has to be given, the knowledge has to be given, the awareness has to be given, that they have to start practicing it, and the entire goal is achieved of together, like the people start wearing ID cards. It's the one outcome we can say. So the next part is like social change. Like social change is very, very important. Why social change is important is like spitting on the road, or like throwing the single use plastics on the road, or like hand washing practices. Example. So it's like not keeping the your place on the workplace, or like the corridor or anything, any workplace, like tidy. So this is very, very important, because the people's participation and the policies and the attitudes and the behavior is important, so that we can prevent, and so we can have a healthy environment, and health is also important. So to coming to a nutshell, the behavior change has got three major core elements. Like one is communication is very important, and behavior change is another, and the social change is another vertical. Okay, so this I'm going to very briefly touch upon this social behavior change model. Okay, so somebody said very rightly at the comment, it's like the system, how do you change a system? It's very, very difficult. Like these are the this is one stages of behavior change model which is predominantly used in health promotions. There are 5 stages. The first stage is called pre-contemplation. The second stage is contemplation. The third is preparation. And the fourth is action. And the fifth is maintenance. Somebody said, even I do have the challenge of, doing a walking routine, or like, participating in a gym. So it's like, there is a challenge. It's a daily challenge. So it's like, we can actually do a self-evaluation matrix for any personal habits, or if it is a system oriented challenge, we can actually we have to develop a plan based on this 5 stages. I'm just giving you an example. Okay, example is like we'll take time management, we'll take physical activity. The first stage is like unaware of the problem. I'm sure in this workshop, in this whomever is participated here, there will be roughly about 20-25 people. So 20-25 people, everyone will know the importance of physical activity. Correct or not? Everyone knows that we have to do physical activity. Is it?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes,
So it's like, so the first might be if I'm going to a community member, or if I'm going to if I'm talking to an illiterate people, or like those who have not gone for a formal education. The first point, unaware of the problem. So it's like the first pre-contemplation is here. Physical activity, doing yoga or doing a walking exercise is very, very important for my physical and emotional and mental health is important. So that unawareness is not there in our group. So pre-contemplation is already there. So it's a tick mark. The second is like contemplation, aware of the problem and of the desired behavior change. Second is the contemplation. So it's like we are all aware of the problem and we know the desired behavior change. What is the desired behavior change here? It's like if I do a physical activity, if I practice, if I go for walking for half an hour consistently, then my desired behavior change is like, the good health will be is there. Can you just somebody mute your thing? Yeah. Somebody is talking at the back.
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Yeah. So it's like, third is like, the preparation. So the intents to take action. Intents to take action is like, 30 minutes of consistency walking is your intent to take action. And the action is like, practice the desired behavior. That is the continuous process. And the last one is maintenance, works to sustain the behavior, like kind of, that becomes the habit. So it's like, this is the very big model. At each state, the knowledge has to be evaluated and the problems has to be mitigated, because at each stage it could be various dropouts can be there, and also like we might face challenges, and we may not be proceeding to the next step. So this is a model which I'm just sharing here. This has to be evaluated, worked upon on a proper planning, as well as monitored, so that behavior change happens. So this kind of a model is used for COVID vaccination drive, on the health promotion, routine immunization, or like any behavioral change as a system level. Like, for each stages, a different plan has to be executed, so that the desired outcome is achieved. Okay, so the behavioral psychology might sound like a big term actually, but it is a core. It is about understanding why we behave the way we do and how we can change it, is the whole idea about it. For example, like, we can take our family as another example. Like, in our daily homes, like, we always, everyone, not only myself, or everyone prefers to be on time, to have our sort of the cloths cleaned, shelves are organized, and keep our home tidy. But is it happening daily? That's our question. So because like we behave, and sometimes like we behave like, we might also like, do in a lethargic way, and we may not start. So it's like, it is not about one person. It is about the environment. So the behavior change has got three dimension about it. It's like myself, yourself, and the environment. In the pure science side, they say it's like, demand, supply, and the environment is the major elements which actually contributes for any behavior change. If the environment is not good, I am fine, you're fine, but the environment is not good, that behavior change will not happen. So but I am not good, the other person is good, but the environment is also good, the behavior change will not happen. So it's like, the three component is very, very important. And the major component is like, the environment plays an actually major role. Environment, or the institution, or the system, sort of the institution or academy or anything, like, that plays a major role in playing that. For example, like, another example is like, the drug. Like, if we all expect like, not drugs, the consumption of drugs, consumption of alcohol, or like, behavior of a student. We all in an academia, everyone expects like, the student has to come on time, they have to do their homeworks on time or assignments on time. But at the same time, professor will always come late to the class. And there is a policy like, all classes will start at 9 a.m. Do you think that behavior change, the student will learn, what, the professor is not coming on time, why should I submit my assignment on time? So that's the natural learning that it is happening. And it is that. So it's like, the 3% has to be correct enough to do a behavior change. So it's like, this is all about behavioral psychology, why we behave the way we do, and how we can change it is the core understanding of behavioral psychology. So like, okay, I'm just giving you another assignment, just a task. Okay, do you have a pen, or you can just note down in your laptop or your phone, whichever way. Are you all with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Okay, so you have to write, you have to write as many as starting with self. Clear? For example, I've given, I am self-confident person, self-confident. So write about starting with self, any word. Your time starts now. One minute over. You have to write as many as self. Okay, 30 seconds more. I am lucky, I am intelligent. Madam, you should start with self. I am self enough. It's you have to start with self. Self. It's okay. It's okay, ma'am. It's all learning, so it's okay. Okay, so thank you so much. So thank you so much. Out of time, I'm just starting because this activity needs at least half an hour to work on. Thank you so much. So I am just guessing, like a person would have written not more than 10 or 12. Is it correct? How many,
Yes. 10, 12. Yes.
You can come back
12.
and meet in
I have written 14.
14. Great. Okay, Sheila ma'am, how much you have written? Sheila? Okay. So anyone
I
could
go?
have written above 14? Sheila Vishwanath? How many you have written, ma'am? Ma'am, you're on mute.
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay. She's counting, I think.
Yes, yes.
No, ma'am, I'm driving. We're on the move, so I'm not able to write. So I'm just hearing the whole talk. Sorry.
Okay, great. No worries, ma'am. No worries. Thanks a lot. So thanks a lot. So it's like, the self, maybe we will take 15 self somebody has written. So it's like, can you
Okay.
just guess? Because there are so many self word is available. Why it is not? So it's like, if you see, the number of words starting with self is about 565 words are available. But since we are not training our mind on the self, we actually not able to write as many as. So it's like, the overall idea of this activity is to, how self is important. And there are 565 words on self, which actually, brings you positivity, brings you confidence, brings up your self-esteem, brings up your overall well-being. Okay, so this is just an activity to work on why self is important. Okay, so it's like, I'm just going to rush through the self components of self. It was a famous psychologist, William James, a famous psychologist, discovered that me, which he called the empirical self. An individual me is the total sum of that he can call his, not only his body, his psychic powers, but his clothes and his house, his wife, children, his ancestors, friends, and reputation and works, and so on and so forth. So it's like, the self has got three layers of self: material self, social self, and the spiritual self. And also the self concept is totally an individual's thought and feelings having reference to himself as an object. It has got three major aspects of self concept: self image, self worth, and ideal self. I am actually running through, but this is all about understanding yourself. Who are you and what makes you is very, very important. In a day there are various ads also, like various behavioral things, or like various motivation speakers where they speak, or like any spiritual speaker, or anyone, like they talk about, like who you are and what makes you. So that is very, very important, how you look at yourself. It is not about your appearance. It is about your inner self. How you actually look upon yourself is very, very important. If you really look towards as a positive thing, it will be definitely positive. But there are situations where our thoughts actually think about the negative consequences, then it leads to a negative self concept only. So it's like this is the self has an I that thinks, and me is the content of the thoughts. So these are all I'm just running through, ma'am. It's about multidimensional. It's a physical, psychological, attitudinal. This one. Okay, so this is about the positive self concept, and there are two variables. One is example. It's like a husband who thinks of himself as a good father but sees his physical self as out of shape and unhealthy, which is not good. So this is a negative self. A student actually a student who think of himself as a great athlete who struggles academically. So this is another negative self areas which we have to work on. This I'm just running through again. There are two self concept. One is positive self and the negative self. It's like I can do anything I really want to do. I have confidence and strengths and ability. I am okay person. I see myself as being a good as my friend. There are many ways to solve problems. The negative self is like why try? Why should I try? I just let that chick. So if you have built your the socio-economical model, the 5 stages, and just put it in your bedroom, or like the private space, and each stages we might have so much of dropouts or challenges, or like issues. It's like we might not even go to the next step. So it's like why try? I could never do it anyway. So I am not nearly as good as my friends. I'm a boring person. I knew my plans would not work out. I cannot do anything right. And also, like our systems, our family systems, or like anybody we are as a friend or a peer or a colleague, or like we always hear the negativity immediately when we say, like, when somebody is saying, like oh, I'm going to start this today. Why is it required? Is it not required? Why should you waste your time? What do you don't you have any other work? Don't you have any other priorities? So it's like kind of, these are all kind of words that actually drags you down. So it's like where the self is getting questioned. You start questioning yourself. Oh, is it possible? Will I be able to do it? Do I have the strength? Oh, and then the another another no என்ன சொல்றது, another the dimension to it is like your body. Oh, you are 50, you are 75, or you're 65, or you're 25. Your body doesn't give you, your physique doesn't allow you, your health, you have BP, you have sugar. All sort of words is about negativity. Okay, all sort of negativity. So it's like, this is also another area of work we have to do: positive self-concept and negative self-concept. There are examples for both positive and the negatives. A person, he sees himself as an intelligent person. A man perceives himself as an important member of his community. How you perceive, like, there is a beautiful poster. I don't know whether somebody have seen it, or like, in a mirror, the self will portray as a lion. Like, if you in a mirror, you see yourself as a lion. You see as a CEO of a company. You see as a the dean of a university. You see as a important person in your family. How you see yourself is very, very important. That is the one thing is very, very important for anyone. Like, that's the change. Because in this 1 hour, I'm trying to convince all of you to be happy with yourself, and then stop the negativity. And at least if you can't stop the negativity, you have to be aware of it. Oh, this is myself. It's okay, somebody is saying something, it's okay. So I know myself. So it's like and another example is like a woman sees herself as an excellent spouse and a friend. A person thinks of himself as a nurturing and caring person. A person views herself as a hardworking and a competent employee. And there are few negative self. A person sees herself as a stupid and slow, perceives himself as a burden on his community. A woman, sees herself as a terrible spouse and friend. A person thinks himself as approachable in person. A person views himself as a lazy, incompetent employee. These actually, if there is a time, we can actually do a 1 hour session on positive self and negative self, because this is an overwhelming concept. We have been bogged up with so many things. We are not able to analyze and be aware of the positivity towards us. Okay, so I will just end up here saying one thing: yourself is very, very important. Okay, self-awareness is very, very important. Just the conscious mind is very important. So it's like the building a body mind connection is very important. So whenever you feel stressed, whenever you feel kind of lost in somewhere, or like whenever your mind is having too many thoughts, just I request you to close your eyes, just do a 1 minute breathing. And also, like, there are various therapies are there which I'm not able to do it here. There are like mindfulness based stress reduction therapies are there. I'm doing it on mindfulness. My thesis is on mindfulness and health. So it's like behavior change is very, very important, and we will understand the self here. So I would like to stop here so that any questions, reflections, I can take it forward. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening to my words. Any questions, please? Thank you, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, we will just we'll keep the floor open for question and answers now.
That was a wonderful session, ma'am. Is it something to do with emotional intelligence and trying to get your values and beliefs right if you want to move towards your behavioral change? If the values and beliefs are in tatters, I don't think emotional behavioral change will occur in anybody.
Correct, sir. It depends upon the values, and there is a session on values. Values is very important. Okay, nowadays, the values differs from person to person. Correct. What you value, that other person may not value the same thing.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So it's like, for example, I'm just giving you an example. Saying good morning has been a practice for many years. Even today, it's there. But many people, many younger generation, or many people don't say the good morning.
Don't do this. Yeah.
They don't do it. Okay. So here, the value of saying good morning, if you're saying to me, I will actually look into your eyes and say good morning to you.
Correct.
That's my value.
Correct.
But are you expecting the same thing, or are you getting upset is the one that you have to work on?
Correct.
Many a times, even like I am just talking today, But 20 years ago, I was very curious. If people are not saying good morning to me, I used to get upset.
Correct.
I get, so it's like nowadays I have chosen that is my value of, greeting you or like saying good morning to you. I have changed myself. I have to give time for everybody.
Correct.
Whether it is a hello or, that's kind of, respect that I'm giving to the other person. So it's like, the values and attitudes is very, very important, sir. It has to be built organically. If it is a self means that you can actually work on, but the same values, and that is why that many organization has got the organizational values will be there.
Values
Yes.
inculcated.
Yes.
See, certain values can be personal, but there are few certain values which are communal. So even now I see like there are a lot of misplaced value where we'll have to come together on certain values.
Yes.
Without values, your attitude is going to be bad. Without attitude, your behavior is going to be bad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
Absolutely.
you're not going to absolutely concentrate on this, especially this generation. I may be wrong. Somebody might call me boomer or something like that. But that's what I feel like. How to take this change across to the students to at least value things which needs to be valued at equal par.
Yes. See, you're very rightly said, sir. As an individual, we are like different in values. The way we were grown up, the environment plays a major role. Our parenting, our father, mother plays a major
Culture,
role.
family, parenting, society, everything plays a major role. But
Yes,
again,
sir.
one of the important thing is the self-concept, which everybody has to imbibe into themselves, that you don't leave your self-concept outside for anything or everything.
Yes, sir. So it's like last year I joined my PhD, sir, in SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Kantangulatur.
Yeah.
So they had a program, like, they were introducing this behavioral psychology to third-year engineering students.
Correct.
Because this, as you are rightly said, like when they go into the job market or like, when they move out of this education stream, so the student has to understand the different behaviors and situations out there. So they drafted a 5-unit syllabus, on like understanding self, thinking and problem solving, and how to handle emotions, how to handle stress, and how to face an interview, etc. It's like, so we developed a book, and we completely took that as a activity based learning.
Correct.
And we trained the faculty members. As I said, like, here the students plays a one major role, and the faculty member plays a major role, and the institution plays a major role. So the three things are very important so that the behavior change can actually happen through. So we have actually designed that book. So that book only I was so fortunate with the help of my guide, Dr. Kalpana. So she was leading that session, and we were able to train 300 faculties in 3 months. And also, like, we have it is completely activity based learning, where we were able to impart that positive behavior change among students as well as faculty, sir. So that book has been scaled up to across SRM, across India. 5 institutions they are using that.
So the training is all fine. Are they being put into practice by every day?
Yes, sir. It is there as a practice for 6 months.
That is exactly what is. See, the training is one part. Training is like you transform from one level to another level. But are you going to sustain it? As you said, the behavioral maintenance has to be there. So once this particular thing has to be sustained, then
they have taken us as a third year. Every third year students will go through this syllabus for 6 months, sir. It's a practice. It's an internal assessment they have taken. The name of the book is like The Power of Behavioral Psychology, sir.
Should these guys be exposed to Sigmund Freud's psychoanalysis, like ego,
no, sir.
super ego?
It is not theory based. It is
not theory based, but
based.
unless they know what is this,
yes,
they will
sir.
not be able to know how they behave.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or the lighter level of Sigmund Freud's transactional analysis by Edward de Bono.
Yes, sir.
I train my students on Edward de Bono's transaction analysis.
Very good.
So I do them on communication, and then the higher level of communication is I do them on transaction analysis.
Oh, great.
Then only I take them to. So I basically train my students on placement training. So what I do is
Thanks a lot,
I
Dr. Subha.
Yep.
Very nice.
So
session.
I'm taking a lot of time.
Especially
I know that you're interrupting.
No,
especially
no,
like the way
please,
you were
please.
able
No
to
worries, no
brief
worries,
the
sir, no
concepts
worries.
of psychology,
Okay.
positive psychology, behavioral psychology, and also bring in something about William James and Rosenberg.
Yeah.
The theory of self,
And Daniel
the theory of
Goleman.
me. Yeah. No, she was able to, she just had a slide on William James and
Okay.
Rosenberg also. And of course, whatever you said about emotion, you're able to have a good weave and wrap of the various concepts of psychology, especially with regard to human behavior and how it affects us. Thoroughly enjoyed, man. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Subha, 1 minute.
Subha, Ratna Sabapathy is a professor in the Department of Chemical Engineering at Annamalai University.
Oh, okay, sir. Very good to meet you, sir.
Yes, sir. Suresh,
Subha,
go on, sir.
yeah, before taking you to a further thing, I just want, because we are working on it in a advanced level, taking to the country level. So we have done this study after the globalization, especially after 95, liberalization, privatization, globalization. We have done this for the countries, how to take it as it's a part of the marketing strategy for the management students. When you understand the community, the country's strategy about psychology, then only you can market your products. So in that context, we first went through the types of governments. Like, now ours is a democratic country, US is a capitalistic country, and but comparatively, India is in a better position because we have a long history of cultural and spiritual based activities, whereas US is concerned, is a new country, and this is basically purely on practical things, whatever they have come across this 400 years. So when you compare these two, they immediately look into the products directly as a marketing point of view. Whereas India, country like India, or maybe you can take any country similar to Indian pattern. See, like other countries, they have been controlled by military. Some countries are meant by like Middle East and all that sheikhs are out there. So if you take a country which is having a long history of culture and society, now there are three major hurdles. One is the deep-rooted beliefs and emotional barriers, which is the major thing which is inherited in everybody by birth itself. It comes over there, and then cultural and contextual differences, especially for a country like India where we have unity and diversity, and ethical concerns in behavior manipulation. I have listed these three in the chat box. So these are the major things we looked into before marketing a product. Understand the psychology of the people. For a country like a small country like Bhutan, it's different. Whereas for a country like India, when they are marketing it, they take the common things. For example, India, wherever you go, the first thing the foreigners will say, the hospitality. Wherever you go, people first will, reflect and then try to help you, give you water and interact with you. Whereas in some countries, even I have got the experience, when I go and talk to some people, they may not immediately respond to you. They'll look at you and they'll guard you, something like that. So these are the three things as far as a country like India, where society is completely cultural and spiritual based. The behavior psychology starts from these 2 points: deep-rooted beliefs and emotional barriers, which is common to everyone, the cultural and contextual differences, and the ethical concerns and behavior manipulation among the people of India. So once you understand which is common, which is different, then accordingly your training sessions come to the next level of organization, then comes to the level of self and personal things. So then it will be a successful model. That's what I feel.
So thank you, sir. Thank you, Suresh, sir. And any other reflections, please?
Ma'am, this is Dr. Uma Bhaskar, principal.
Hi, ma'am.
That was really a good session, ma'am. I'm calling from Madurai.
Oh, wow. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Wonderful session, ma'am. As the other sir referred, it's really a challenging job to handle the students nowadays. The society. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay, please go ahead, ma'am.
Yes. So we need some procedural thing that could protect them falling for the social medias and all. And of course, I don't know how these children will take that also. Because they are not serious about anything. They just go plainly, melottamana, they take in anything, no?
scrolling. அந்த வயசு அப்படிதான் மேம். That age is like that, so they will be like that. So it's like we can actually work on, ma'am. I can definitely help you with that. Because the other vertical is like I'm a trained person on child protection. I have done POSH also. I have done institutionalizing a policy is very, very important. So it's like, we have to understand what is your policy talks about, and how that policy, the institutional policy is getting, transferred to your staff. That is the second thing. And then the third thing is the students. So it's like the three things actually we can work out. It's just a matter of 3 to 4 months period. So we can do as similar to this, we can actually develop a 5-day program. 5-day, like minimum, depending upon the person, 3 to 5 days is enough. And we can actually customize a behavioral change student protocol. And we can actually give it to your college. So you can actually practice it. Definitely you will see changes, ma'am, for sure.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, nice, ma'am. It was an excellent, wonderful session. And that's what I was even thinking about. Why not we implement even into our students?
Yes, ma'am.
We have women's college. It's called Mangalore College of Arts and Science for Women.
Excuse me, I just want to add one more thing. Dr. Uma Bhaskar, ma'am, maybe we also miss the bus, but by not understanding the students' behavior nowadays.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we should empathize with them and understand and accept them, so that we try to cater to them. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes,
okay. That's nice, sir.
Yes, as that sir was telling, sorry, I could not know the Sabha sir was telling. So when we were doing this behavioral psychology with our SRM students, it's like initially like we were focusing on the faculty, and then we moved to students and understand their perspective as well. It's like, they are fast learners nowadays. They know more than us. So it's like we understood their needs and then incorporated in our book, and then it was the training was given. So it was a mutual thing.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
NSM,
Let's work together, ma'am. We'll see,
NSM, sir, would you like to add something, sir? Or Dr. Sumati, you want to go on? Go on, please, ma'am.
Ma'am, that's a wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Hi, ma'am. Oh, okay.
And with a lot of exercises, you made the session interesting, made us to work out things. All that. That's great. Ma'am, when we look at from an individual trying to change oneself or herself, what kind of support somebody requires from the institution? I think that would also matter a lot, right? When I am trying to change and I am incorporating change or a behavioral change.
Can you just give an example? It's a personal change or a professional system change?
It's a professional change which I'm trying to make. Should not the institution also support me in that way?
Exactly, ma'am.
Yes.
It is. That's what I'm telling. If the institution is not supporting, your change will never get fulfilled. So three things is very important. For example, you're there as a health site. So you're expecting that the institutions has to I don't know. It's like, okay, if it is the health side, I'm just giving you, okay, there is a policy that everyone has to take a vaccine. Okay, so there is a vaccine is being rolled out. So here the three players: one, government, and the second is the community, and the third is kind of the people. Correct? So the government is giving a vaccine. The people has to uptake the vaccine. The society or the government, the society or the community, like the system is not ready, means it will not happen. So it's like it is very, very important. Whatever that you are thinking, the other side, the institution also has to have some thing. Like I'm not able to give you a clear direction, but if you could give an example, we can actually work on. For example, I'm saying wearing ID card. Okay, wearing ID card. Like that's. Do you think why that wearing ID card happens in few institutions? Everybody will wear a ID card, irrespective of the CEO or a dean or a student. Why? Means because the nudging behavior happens from the gate itself. From the gate, the security will say, "Please wear ID card." When they meet, into the campus, they put they enforce at various places that ID card is mandatory. So you now you have to explain what is your current
Yes,
thing now.
or we can also
Just to
the
intervene,
system,
Subha.
the system
Subha,
change has
to
to be brought
intervene.
in when you have to come up with such kind of changes. The example that you gave, a simple ID card thing, yes. And one of the questions which another madam has asked, and Sabha sir also said that, the change, we also should be ready to accept it, right? Because of the generation differences are like that. I think we should understand that gap and then also try to put ourselves in their shoes and then figure out
Yes,
why the students are behaving that way. So the
yes, yes,
understanding will
yes.
improve when we do that way.
If you
Yes,
call us and do a workshop,
ma'am.
we will take 2 hours, understanding your shoes. Emotions plays a major role. Okay,
Yes.
it's very easy for us to say, get into other shoes. That getting into other shoes is the biggest barrier. We will never be able to do it.
And over the years
Subha, to
also,
intervene, just a minute. Sumari ma'am, 1 minute. One minute, Sumari ma'am. See,
yes,
when
ma'am.
everything is changing in the world, what cannot be changed is change itself. Right? I hope you agree with me. So this change
Yes,
should
ma'am.
begin
Yes,
at home. When you're not
yes.
able to change your own kith and kin, your children, to face the world disciplinedly, I think change can never happen. So change begins at home, and how we are going to make this power of behavior psychology work from home to the institution or to office or to even the parliament. Um, I think it all begins with us. With us, I mean every individual. So let's begin it at home. Thank you.
Great said, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
NSM.
Yeah, it's a very interesting one. I really learned some new perspective, I should say it about. My recommend is very small because we have been taking some classes for various engineering college students like Kongu or even SRM for that matter, or even St. Peter's, etc. At times we find that students are not very keen to listen to what you are trying to communicate to them. We are bringing a lot of industrial experience and trying to tell them that these are the mistakes what we did. You can make new mistake, but don't make the same mistake what we did, kind of. But here I find that particularly with SRM students, since you are from SRM, we find it difficult to get across. I mean, I don't know what is really going, and they come and play particular mobile related things, etc. I thought, okay, is it for my lecture or for everyone? It's literally the same one for all the people. So some dynamics I find that the same students of age group in different colleges. Some people are very serious and they're really attentive and they ask all kind of questions about. But I find some group is totally indifferent. I don't know. I mean, how do you work with this kind of even though they are all coming in the same age group? Any
Sir,
thought on this, ma'am?
absolutely, absolutely, you are correct, sir. Whatever you are saying, even practically, myself and Dr. Suresh, sir, we did a program on climate change and human health, and we were actually, working out with 15 different districts. We took premier institutions, and then we took government colleges, we took management colleges, and we were just doing a session on that. As you rightly said, people were actually using mobile phones, but initially how you set your context is very very important. Even the colleges, every colleges, like one colleges, it is completely banned, completely it is not allowed. That is the strict rule that they actually practice within the classrooms. So it's we were surprised to see that change in an engineering college. In Ariyalur, sorry, Perambalur. So Perambalur, it's a biggest engineering college. They were actually said, Madam, during class hours, mobile phones are not allowed, because we were actually having a session using to do the pre-test in a mobile phone. They said, no, madam, it's it is not available. So it is, as you said, how what we are expecting and how we are consistently showing, the change will definitely happen. Even in schools, I have seen so much of schools, they don't allow mobile phones. They do constant checks in, I can just name a school. It's Lady Andal is a very big school in Chennai. they actually check in classrooms the mitigation plans, like the governance I'm saying. So likewise, even even in SRM, like there are students, they use mobile phones. Some nowadays we are actually constantly saying, like the phones has to be switched off, could put it in the thing, like bags and everything. So I'm just going to say, it's like what is the tone or the rules that it is being set is very important, sir. So definitely
No,
99% of the students will obey to it. Like 1 or 2% will, they might have issues that has to be dealt by counseling and other therapy sessions, because they might have, like any other substance abuse or anything, their the childhood traumas. It could be various things, sir. So it's like it is a challenge. It is a challenge because nowadays there is a constant thing, like children are students are not listening, students are not using mobile phones. It's a challenge that has to be planned and executed in a
no,
positive behavioral change, sir. It's a
no. What I'm
positive,
trying to
like,
say, no, what I'm trying to say, I don't want to sound negative. See, idea
yes,
is
sir.
that now current age is that they have got all the technology, all chat GPT or even AI, etc., to find out what is really happening around us. Now, question is how do you engage them more productively? And I am trying to see that what is the way industry and academic can work with this kind of a knowledgeable people about. So that is where I'm trying to look at it. That how do you bring them to the at least 95. I'm not saying 100% is impossible. At least maybe 90% of the people, students can be motivated to do. See, when we studied, we all used to be told that hey, your batch is better, the next batch is horrible. So the batch wise there are some differences. But here I find the same age group, I find one college is so attentive and they are very serious about and they are doing wonderful. I'm not saying that. And same as creativity, maybe excellent in SRM. I don't understand. But is there anything missing from our side? I look
See,
at that.
Even
answering
in
Kadirishan
SRM,
sir's
No,
question,
yeah.
answering Kadirishan sir's question, this is already included in the academic curriculum, behavioral psychology at SRM, at all the what should I say, all the institutions, right from Chennai to Trichy to Delhi, everywhere to Sikkim. So what happens here is this is there the curriculum. What is the next awakening problem we have to look at is the children get ostracized in the cyberspace, and their only friend is the cyberspace now, more than your parent or more than your peer and all those things. So this gives them a setback. This gives them rather a depression when they get ostracized in cyber. Say, getting ostracized in cyberspace is, they send a message, they don't see a blue tick, they don't get a reply immediately. It can be from their peers, can be from their loved ones or whoever it is. So this gives them. So how are you going to address this issue is most important. So I think in our next session we can think of cyber ostracism also, and how to get the children out as engineers, or as alumni of such a big educational space. If you can think of this, and if we are going to discuss this, and if you're going to impart this to the students, I think it could be a good go. Thank you.
yeah.
In
So
fact,
thank you very much, ma'am.
Ma'am, one
So,
second.
Sir Kadresan, sir, to give a, like it is a challenge, sir. I don't say it is not a challenge. Whatever that you're experiencing and whatever you're saying, like it's bringing up the students' behavior is it's a challenge. So it's like there has to be a proper plan. Why the students has to understand the why the behavior is why this kind of a behavior, whatever the set rule that you are giving is important, that they have to completely understand that. So it's
no,
like that needs a motivation. How do you do the
you're right, ma'am.
motivation? The experiential learning will give you a motivation. So it is a long term process of inculcating a habit with environmental cues and self monitoring, and also reinforcement, like the nudging has to be there at every level, so that the social and the required behavior change can happen, sir. So it's a very
No, you're right.
lengthy process, sir. Yeah.
Just to tell you one small thing only. See, we were taught what is called confidence leadership. How do you handle the people 30, 40s, what you know, people for a particular issue and you are trying to discuss about. Idea is that your eyes have to be rotating. You have to take care of all the people. There can be some introverts, there can be some extroverts, etc. What I am trying to say is that I used to ask even the boys and girls who are playing with the mobile, give them some question, ask them to search in their net to find out what is the answer. Because some
Yes, sir.
technology, that way we have been trying to help them to be in their own shoes to see it about. But still, I feel that something more to be done. That's what I'm trying to see it about. Anyhow, certainly some of your inputs, maybe it will help us to understand what kind of dynamics the people are coming with, and we'll see. It's a journey. Life is a journey.
Yes, sir.
Put it that way.
To
Thank
add
you
to
very much.
whatever has been discussed, I encourage my students to look at the mobile phones, to look at new words, look at new things, look at new concepts, so that they don't use mobile phones for other things.
I agree.
They,
Yes.
they concentrate only on the subject and they don't. Okay, 10%. Forget the 10%. Let's look at the 90%. That's how we
Yes, sir.
look at it.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
I would like to add one point here, since Subha was mentioning about the training we conducted in 20 institutions in 15 districts, around 2,000 students we discussed. First, we made an understanding, so we have to bring them to a common platform. So what we did, first 10 minutes, we did a behavior assessment and observation of the students to understand, bring them to a common point and make them to come out with their views by giving a chit to everyone to express their views first. So to certain level, from 50% to 80%, they came to a common level that something is going to be important for every one of us. So they felt the importance of it. And that's one practice. Another one is about emotional regulation techniques, how they can, learn and practice. These are two things. Third one is behavior modification, education, health, and workspace. What we did, one of the experiment is very important experiment is from SRM, a huge institution where you have almost 15 schools are there. We picked up 3 students from every school, almost 50 students, 50 to 60 students. We took them to Pulikat, Palaverkadu. So we made them to interact with the community. And most of the students came out with a lot of new ideas which we never expected, particularly with the climate change and this thing, which we added in the manual. So certain things beyond their expectation, if we can offer them and create a kind of excitement that I'm going to learn something and my views are very important for them to take it. Let the importance makes a big psychology change. What do you feel, Subha?
Sir,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was...
actually making them realize the purpose.
Yes,
When they're
sir.
very
It
young.
is...
Once they realize
Yes.
the purpose, the priorities will be fine. The priorities
Yes,
are fine, that the behavior change is going to happen just like that. So
exactly.
the challenge is only on not on changing the behavior, but to realize them what the priorities are and their purposes.
Yes, sir. So this book also, we were actually concentrating more of self-awareness, thinking patterns, how to, be aware of your thoughts, and how identify the stress triggers, or identify your emotions, and also we gave practicing of journaling, how to do journaling. So it's like
Yeah.
it is a very it is about 60 to 70 different activities, sir. It was very nice. And as Suresh sir was saying, experiential learning gave them a good perspective to build, to open up their ideas, or new avenues. So that was the thing which is actually required, sir.
The biggest weak link is the schools nowadays. That's
The
where
third
I
important-
think a lot of learning is missing there. Maybe the system, maybe the teachers. I don't know. When we were studying, that is where,
the
Yes,
very
sir?
important change we realized what there were engineering students, there were art students, there were mass communication, there were social students, there were medical students. So those who can understand the social values, they explain to the engineering students. Engineering students, whatever they could do, see, for example, computer studies, they came out some kind of a warning system or something like that, or maybe the what is called telemedicine system upgradation, something.
Okay.
So these students help the medical students. Medical students help the mass communication. Something like that. There was a kind of understanding between the students.
That is how it is. The society is interdependable.
Exactly.
That's how it has to be taken up. But we make people read in isolation. That's where the biggest problem is. Maybe the system should change, where all the disciplines are made to move together and find out what the needs are, so that one can cater to others' needs. Yep.
That was a good interaction, sir. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your sharing, sir. Yeah.
Thank you.
Rajan, sir. In fact, Dr. Kadresan was the former dean of Marine Biology Department in Annamala University, ma'am. Dr. Kadiresan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I can understand now your thoughts and things. How it is how difficult it is to manage lack of
the generation gap is so huge.
I understand, sir. Yes.
But don't believe me, you Kadiresan sir is somebody who can mingle with any age group. Huh?
Kadiresan sir,
sir,
would you like to add something, sir? Kadiresan sir. Sir, you're muted, sir. Unmute panikam, sir.
We all enjoyed. Very nice session.
Good thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. நான் இது ரொம்ப ஷார்ட்டா தான் சொன்னேன் சார். It is a very big topic. I was just thinking around how I'm going to put through in 1 hour. I was thinking. So thank you very much, sir.
Dr. Sheila. Anyone else has a question? Anyone else would like to add something?
I was happy that about 52 people participated. That was good number, I guess. Oh, sir, thank you so much, sir.
That was 56 at one point of time. I think
60 also. That's 60
odd.
That's 60 also.
I keep track of that also.
Muthukumar sir, would you like to add something, sir? Muthukumar sir.
Nothing much really, Gobi. Thank you. It was a good session. But if I can add something, madam, based on my experience, actually, I'm not a academic guy, and I'm not does this kind of motivation or behavioral things for the students, everybody. But I'm a visiting lecturer to a lot of colleges in India and the Middle East. I'm from petroleum engineering, oil and gas. So I visit a lot of petroleum engineering colleges in India and across the Middle East. One thing I do, because again, I'm not academic and I do not understand the psychology all of you are talking about. So that is far above my head. But when I give lecture, I see the same issue. People come with laptops and mobile phones and they don't engage. So one thing I always do, and I don't ask anything, but one of the things I have seen, which is wrong from many institutions, I think it definitely will happen to many of your speakers when you invite speakers, is that I went to one of the colleges in Tamil Nadu and Chennai, and when I saw that, I know the petroleum engineering total strength is only about 45 or something in class 4th year, and 3rd year is about 50. But I saw more than 150 to 180 people sitting in that hall. So I asked them that our target audience was 3rd and 4th year engineers, and the total is about 95. They gave me a list. And I don't expect, I just expect a 50% participancy, about 40 people coming, but then 150 people are there. So I openly asked the stage when I started, did any of you were influenced, forced by the management to come and attend because they want to show more people, because they invited me to come all the way from Dubai to Chennai to give a lecture. And almost 100 of the people raised their hands. They said they are from mechanical, they are from chemical, they are from civil. They did not even the lecture. They were forced by the head of department that they have to go attend because they want to show number of people when the speaker is coming from Dubai and to Chennai to show that. Then I requested the HOD that please let them go. I don't want them because they're nothing to do with the oil and gas. They are mechanical, electrical, and if anybody is interested, they can stay back. And also with the petroleum students, I said don't get compelled because this is not under your credentials or whatever. All of you are open and free to leave. I won't get hurt. I want people come with the interest to listen to me. I came for a purpose for 2 hours. If you can give me your 2 hours to me, then sit with me. If you cannot, even just 2 people sitting in front of me, I'm happy with. I do not want quantity. I want only quality and attention. Then immediately about 60 people left actually, but the remaining 90 left. And I said another request is, if you are taken a choice to stay back with 90, 60 people are left. Now you close your laptop, close your mobile, focus on what I am saying. And anytime you feel that I'm boring or you're not able to participate, walk away. I told HOD that please don't take any action against them. So this is what I do. I learned from that. And then every time I go there, I tell them that nobody should be forced Only volunteers are allowed to come in wherever I give lecture. Even today, recently I gave a lecture in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi College. I told them only volunteers. Nobody should come. Only 12 people came, madam. Just 12 people came. I gave a 3 hours lecture. I was very happy, and all the 12 people were very attentive. They asked a lot of questions, and they're still in connection with me. Every day I sent a message for doing that. That is what I learned. So I'm not sure whether I am right or wrong, but this is my experience.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
absolutely right, sir. I'm on the same page with you. But there's an occupational hazard with academicians to show the numbers. Hope they will change over a period of time.
But I do have another perception also, sir. Like sometimes we have to make them available, sit and understand this also. It's very difficult, as you say, but we have to do that as well. It's like how to is it our methodology is wrong? Is it our how we are putting things to them is wrong? So how is our method? I mean, our deliveries are wrong. I don't know. Suresh always used to say within 10 minutes we have to grab the attention of the audience. So that is more important, I would say. But as you said, there is a challenge, sir. I can understand. So thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah, recently, madam, I was
Madam,
watching on YouTube.
hello.
The Gopinath is there, no? The big speaker,
Somebody
Nia
say
Nana.
hello.
Vijay TV, Nia Nana is there, right? That Vijay TV, Nia Nana, Gopinath. I saw one of the YouTube methods. I think he went to some college. I don't know, some Chennai college only. There were more than 1,000 students sitting there. 1,000 students who, the video I saw, at least. So big auditorium, was full. And Gopinath was giving lecture. And they were still showing the students again what they were doing with the camera, what they captured. But for me, it looked like wrong. If you have heard wrongly, I'm sorry, Mr. Gopinath. It was ridiculous because 1,000 people
That
and
was
different.
a different. Is a different idea, sir. That's just a lecture. See, we just a orientation. So it's different things are happening, no, sir. If you want really change, we have to have minimal, 30 to 40. How much you can handle? Only we can do a change, and the process has to be ensured. It is not about as I said, the communication is very important. Are you good giving a mass communication? So for mass communication, what are the things that you are achieving? Mass communication you can only give, just say, is like a poster or radio or a television. So it's they just pass the information, 1 or 2% only people will take it seriously. But if
there's
you
a
want
huge risk.
it is also there, sir.
It's more a photo obsession and things like that.
Yeah.
Nothing more than anything else to it.
I would like
But
to add
there's a huge risk, madam, but people to misunderstand. That's why wrong messages go, right?
Yeah.
You see lot of issues
Sir,
we
it
see
is
all
there.
around the world
You
is
can't
that.
stop it, sir. You can't stop it. You cannot stop it. Like the social media and
See,
other things.
these TV guys play it to the gallery, sir, and the gallery likes it. So that is how it's like watching a cricket match or a hockey match.
You are talking
there.
about Gopinath. At least he will do some research. You think about the media, the actor and actress, they also talk, sir. It's different.
But colleges like SRM and all this, they should avoid this, right? They should not avoid mass lectures.
I don't know, sir. I am not going into that actually. So it's various things are happening. Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say, Muthukumar sir, what I believe is when a gathering is there, as you rightly point out, only those who deserve the best message, best thing what you are going to deliver, that will be very useful. That's right. But thing is, many people may not know the importance of it because, I'll tell you one example. I am basically a disaster management specialist. We work on community-based disaster management, promoting community as a stakeholder to take part in the government's interventions. So that's very successful model, which we have managed the entire tsunami of the 14 districts. That was a long story with the UN. But what I'm trying to say, after that, many institutions invited us to talk about disaster management. Many students were not aware about disaster management, and they would think it is not our subject because their myth was it's only earthquake or tsunami or landslide or cyclone or this thing. There are small casual things are there. I gave an example initially. That's what I said now, Subha rightly said. That within the first 10 minutes, I gave an example. A lady cooking in Pune, there's a case study. A lady was cooking the gas stove, and all of a sudden a cockroach popped out. Okay, And the media, the advertisements are saying when a cockroach comes, immediately take your what?
Hit.
Cooker to the
Hit.
stop shop
Hit.
and then rectify it.
Hit.
Or sir, you can say it. So when you pump a petroleum-based hit liquid while cooking, what will happen?
It will catch fire.
So the woman got burned and started writing. We want to know what is about this thing. So make them to feel that this is important. Beyond that, if they think it is not important, then let them go. There are certain things we have to market. It's a social marketing. We have to do something. And many students who may not know the importance of it also may also learn. And beyond that, it is up to them to decide. So that is what I feel. Rather, we should not miss out those who are really interested to know something but may not be knowing about it. So that way we can expand our group.
That's perfect.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the
Vanakkam. I am Sadanandam from Karur.
Okay.
Vanakkam, Sadanandam from Karur. What the
Vanakkam.
previous speaker was telling about for 10 minutes and then afterwards we can ask them to go out or something like that. So really, in the system, no, the mechanical or electrical or civil, totally they should understand even medical should understand the buildings, electrical like that. So that way the lectures should have been there. We should know about all the other things. Just you are telling about knowing about the other man's shoes, no? So like that point is not there. They think I study only electrical. I am not bothered about mechanical. I am not bothered about the road. Recently, some message was there in the WhatsApp. Road was just laid, even with what is that van or something like that standing on the road. Is it not common sense? So that way, all are them to understand these things. So they should be treated, they taught about all these things. I think it is necessary. The management should take about all those things.
Anyone else? Anyone else has a question? One last question we can take. Anyone else wants to ask a question? Any of the students, any of the student participants? Libika, Darsha.
Oh, okay. Lovely. We have a student also. Okay.
Yeah. Libika, you want to add something? She's a first-year student from Annamalai University, Chemical Engineering Department.
So good morning, everyone. My name is Libika. I'm a first-year chemical engineering student. This session was very insightful. I learned a lot about it, and in the question sessions also I could understand the other students' mentality who are of the similar age group. I really want to know more about the positive self-concepts and negative self-concepts. When you presented that slide, I could see negative self-concepts, and I was very I could relate to it. I could feel that that's my mentality every day. When I could see the list out, I feel like I think about it a lot. So how do I not let it overpower me or not oppress me? I want the positive concepts to make me stronger or make me do some things which I want to do. Because every time some negative things happen, it might be a small thing, but I fear to do it again the next time. I feel like I'll be ashamed, or someone would make fun of me because the last time I did it, it became a flop. So I think that is stopping me from doing whatever I want. Even now, I actually wanted to ask this question from start, but I was too scared. What if my question is silly, or what if I don't get proper answer to it?
Hey, Lipika, very good. I appreciate that you participated. Very glad that you like that positive self-concept and negative self-concept. So it's like, as I said, it is a cull out of few things today. Within 1 hour, it is very difficult to, explain every concept. To give you a response right now, so every individual thoughts will be there. Okay, the negative thoughts definitely will be there. That is the human nature. Okay, you cannot stop any thoughts, but you can actually, be aware of the mind. So it's like, I would just give you one right now suggestion. What you can do, you just take up your note and write what are the things that you have to do it today. Okay, just focus on that. You will be able to overcome the negativity. Okay, if you need more thing, you can just take my number from Gopi sir. You can just call me. We will work it out for you. Okay, or we can organize a session there. We will come and address your students. That will be better.
Yes,
2 days session.
yes, her professor is there, ma'am. Mr.
Yes.
Sabha is there.
Yeah, ma'am.
Thank you.
That's very tersely put. I was just
Yes.
telling them when they attended a time management session with me last Wednesday, how to do a holistic schedule for a semester, how to do a to-do list for the day, how to do the Eisenhower's matrix. All these things I was telling them. Maybe the prioritization should happen.
It is, yes sir, Sabha sir. As you said, it is sometimes we will not be able to do the prioritization. So how do you inculcate the awareness part?
Correct.
How do you know?
That's how you become mindful of
Yes.
things. Mindfulness and
Yes.
mindfulness is basically you graduate from the material level to the spiritual level.
Yes,
Our
sir. Yes.
technique is slightly different, sir. We our team, Kalpana and Subha and myself, we always believe in team building.
Okay.
We build a team different faith in belief and ideas, and let them confuse themselves for a half an hour.
Correct.
And finally, come to a common point. At that point, we'll try to give some idea which they have to go and explore. Somebody was talking about cyber asterism. That's a different thing. So there are two things. One is there is a lot of information available, but we are giving exactly or appropriate of their search. That is where we differ from those people. Now, this whole academic year, I've been invited by almost 3 to 7 institutions for the starting of the course on liberal arts and sociology studies. The study topic they have given me is how we can take out the student's mind in the era of fifth generation, fifth industrial revolution. Okay. Because the teachers may feel or experience when they start explaining, students will say, "Sir, everything is available. Why you are wasting your time in classroom and all that?" So the teachers are finding, or the faculties are finding, because see, I'm sorry to say that I have been a faculty, I have been a field person also. Many of the academic people who are all dedicated to the academic side, not having much exposure on the
updated.
field,
They're not updated on the industrial side, reality side. They're more on paper and not on real-time things. I understand.
The pressure, especially in the private institutions, about getting projects and fundraising and publishing papers and UGC standards.
Private universities are one end of the spectrum, and the government university are the other end of the spectrum. Nobody asks you anything.
Exactly. So in this part, so when you make a point, so we have to make the students to practice. Most of my students, even morning, I talked to one of my students who is now an assistant. Maybe Subhati madam might be knowing. He's an assistant general manager with Nippon Paints.
Okay.
And he started his acknowledgement saying that, sir, we learned a lot from the team building. So the team building is a very important thing. Make them to explore things by giving or triggering them with some ideas, and you be a catalyst. We should not keep on feeding. So when they exposure and when they have the ownership of their own search and find out, their behavior totally changes. That's what I experienced.
That's right, sir. That's right. Team building plays a lot of this thing. Good.
So thank you, Lipika. So you will do well. You will be fine. So another suggestion is like let go of the past. It's okay. Leave it. Okay, just leave it. Whatever happens, just leave it.
And never think of things which you cannot control.
Control, yes.
Think about things which you can control.
Control.
Can I come on this very
Any
interesting
other
discussion?
Any other questions, please?
No, very interesting discussion, because all of you are very renowned, and I can see the flow of experience, knowledge, wisdom coming out of everybody's mouth. So it's a very good discussion. I would like to add something, whatever 2 cents of my worth. Adi Shankara, before he wrote the Brahma Sutra, he wrote something called Adhyasha Bhasha. I think everybody in India, students, colleges have to follow that. In Adhyasa Bhasha, it takes beautifully one thing. It says, When finality, I'm converting from Sanskrit,
Correct.
when finality is renounced as illusion, inquiry regains humility. It's a beautiful word. Actually, if we expand it from aphorism of the sutra, what it says is we all think we have a finality by looking at it. For example, somebody says, once I get 1 crore rupees in my bank account, I'm happy. That's a finality. Somebody says, I get married, my finality. Or I get my child, I produce a child, my children are born, I am satisfied. Whatever it is, right? X or Y. Or I become a cricketer, I play IPL, whatever. There's a finality. When you renounce it as an illusion, as you correctly pointed out, sir, the past and the present and future has no sense. What it says is that you regain humility. Then that means what it says is basically is, today I'm talking to you now, all of you, and we're all discussing, you're exchanging your wisdom and ideas. That is not a finality. I cannot go and say I attended a session beautifully, I learned something, but it's only a beginning. So at every stage and every moment is a beginning.
Yes.
And then that next moment, things can change altogether. For example, I may completely forget what you advised today. I do something on my own, continue with whatever I'm doing now. So, as you correctly pointed out, to forget the past and don't think of the future, the current moment where we are today, that is the only reality in the entire existence of the universe. If we're able to understand that, then we can live our life better. That's what
to add up to that, don't get attached to the results, attached to the process at hand.
Sure, sir. Sure,
That's
sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Gopi, sir, you can.
Now, 1 minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Now it has come to the point what I mentioned, the first one, deep-rooted beliefs and emotional barriers.
Exactly. Exactly. So everywhere we go, we come to that. If your values and beliefs are distorted,
I think
your life
Gopi
is-
sir, you have to do a workshop online, not offline, like 2-day session. So
We'll do,
in a
ma'am. We'll do,
beautiful
ma'am.
place.
We'll do, ma'am. We are planning one. Mr. Suresh sir has been telling me for quite some time, For
maybe
some
Gopi sir can sponsor them and bring them to Annamalai University so that we can all be.
Yeah, we can. Why not?
I can do
Why
that,
not?
yeah.
We are ready to do it. We have been planning to take it to all colleges wherever. Already we have started getting our calls from colleges, but we are still working on the manual to make it more on do-it-yourself exercises rather than talking too much, so that the involvement of the students will be much better, and then that will make a big change. That's what we experience. And Kalpana, what's your
yeah,
where is
and
Kalpana?
also like adding to Suresh, each college atmosphere is different, students' background is different. So it's like it has to be customized according to the college and the students around.
True.
And also like the professors who are coming also will be like having a different background and different ideas and perspectives and etc. So it has to be worked out as a package, so that it will be an investment for the college for promoting it. It's a brand building. It is a lot more in this actually. Yeah. Kalpana ma'am.
Kalpana ma'am, closing remarks, ma'am. Dr. Kalpana?
Ma'am, ma'am, I think she has dropped.
Had she been outside India for a long time?
Sorry?
Had she been outside India for a long time, her accent is very good.
Who?
Kalpana ma'am's accent.
Yeah, she got a lot of foreign students. She worked with this. Last year also there are African students, 10 students and 2 more from Africa. They come for internship, no? They come for internship.
Okay.
Outside and
she is a life coach for many people. So yeah.
Okay.
And Gopi sir, where is Vishwanathan? Professor Vishwanathan, I have not seen today.
Dr. Vishwanathan's wife is there. Sheila is there. Dr. Sheila, can you please unmute?
Hey, not only mute. We are like came to a temple. I'm using her phone.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm Namaskaram. I'm actually a professor in
Anna University.
Yeah, Anna University, a professor of practice. So I mean, I was listening with a lot of attention and interest what we're speaking.
That's
we have the same issue. See, I mean, it's a bit because I am not a professional academician. I just became an academician by accident. So I am handling 5th semester class, and it was a puzzle. First half of last semester was a big puzzle. The harder I was trying to work, the more bored the students were. More preparation, because they want marks. They are looking at tutorial type of teaching. They are telling, tell me what problem you will ask in the exam. We'll answer that.
Sir, can you just pull over? Can you just pull over? There is a lot of risk while driving and speaking. Can you just
Or
pull
like
over? Can you just
yeah,
pull
it's
over?
okay.
Can you just pull over?
Why it's
Yeah.
Just pull over and stop and speak, sir.
I'm actually stopped, but I don't know how to.
No issues, no
Okay.
issues, no issues, no issues.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, very loud and clear. Yeah.
Muted with you. Mic is muted with you. With you, mic is muted.
Can you unmute from your end, Gopi sir?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm unmuted now. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So what I find is one of the thing is 75% attendance is mandatory. I believe they can go to court if then there are a lot of formalities which I am not able to break the system. But actually, it's a boon for me. This mobile phones, I allow them to play in the classroom so that they don't disturb others, because I'm forced to give attendance, 75% attendance. So I tell some people sleep, some people play games, some people do other subject assignments. But as you told, maybe out of 30, about 6-7 people listen. But the best part is in the final exams, there are 2 more sections. I teach the Tamil medium, because in fact my head of the department told you have to inspire the Tamil medium students. To my surprise, my team passed the final semester exams, whereas in the other 2 batches there were 3 plus 4 students failed. So I think I felt happy. I have not done badly in the thing. And they said, and I asked them, would you like me to continue the next semester? They all said, yes sir, with enthusiasm. So that way I think I have passed. Whether they passed the exams or not, I felt I passed the semester exam, teaching these boys.
Very nice.
I had to be happy, satiated with that. Oh, thank God. At least they gave me some credit for that.
Yeah.
But it's a challenge. My other question is, suppose the world, they are saying of universal pension. They are talking of AI taking over. Suppose future generation accuses us saying, why you did not allow us to, 18 hours binge watching of TV screen reel. That's what you're supposed to do. For example, now every house, people watch this serial. You have to, when people have to practice that also, no? If that whole society becomes a TV watching society, then probably we have to train the students to watch for 10 hours. Look, why not we look at it like that? Maybe that's what the future is going to be. When the whole world is going to be taken over by AI, and you have got universal pension, everybody will get $5,000. That's what Trump is telling.
Sir, behavioral psychology for robotics research are happening, sir. So
Okay.
robotics versus human, it is happening. I know a professor who's actually working on robotic research with behavioral psychology with robots.
Yeah, because I'm sometimes confused, ma'am. Because for example, about 10 years.
Sir, don't worry, sir. It's the system will take care, sir. So it's fine.
No. 20 years back. 20 years back, I took my 10-year-old daughter and made her fill railway reservation form, stand in the queue, and book tickets. Now, about 5 years back, she wanted to do IRCTC. So I taught her that also. And she asked, do you remember when I was a small girl, you tortured me, woke me up early in the morning, made me stand in the queue? How is it relevant? So now to teach anything, I am hesitating, because the whole thing will change.
Technology.
Suppose there is no classroom. Then what the students are asking is a good question. Why are you making us? Why this torture of sitting in the classroom?
Because it is about the environment, sir. See, you see, it's I would say it's a wrong comparison, because for ticket booking, for the mass ticket booking, that is a problem. Okay, so people has to spend 4 hours, and the digital technology has helped to ease out the problems. So, but what you are discussing, like sitting in class, understanding is a different thing. So it's
No,
like
why sit? Why not lie down? Why they should sit?
Okay, why not lie down? If you ask me, like the posture is very important. If I'm there in front of you, I'll make you stand, and I will get the presence of mind within. So it's like, you're sitting in a car, so you have to feel your posture. So if you are sluggish like this, your mind will not be alert. So sitting is the posture. It has been there in practice. ஈவன் சப்பளங்கொட்டி உட்கார்ந்து நம்ம கைய கண்ண இது வச்சு சின்முத்ரா வச்சு பண்ணீங்கன்னா இன்னும் ஃபோக்கஸ் வரும். வை சப்பளாங்கட்டி உட்கார்ந்துறதுன்றது இட்ஸ் அகைன் யூ ஆர் ஆஸ்கிங். So it's a posture. So even why on the march past they are standing in attention. So because the touching 2 fingers, toes will give you the mindfulness and the being present. So the posture is very important, sir. We cannot do teaching, lying and things like that.
Okay, thank you for educating me, because I used to wonder whether I am doing the right thing. They seem to be so tense.
So it's about the posture. So that is why it has been taught like, sitting in class. Even if you go to kindergarten students, the chairs are to their level. I don't know. There are many schools like, it'll be like half a feet. The chairs will be half a feet. The children, like, it's first standard, second standard, it's like a half a feet. So it's like, there are many signs towards that, sir. It is,
Thank you. I got educated today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Because this doubt I always had, am I doing the right thing?
Posture is very important, sir. That is why we ask them to stand up for prayer or stand up for national anthem, because the posture gives them to the alignment, and then cognition will happen.
The mindfulness will happen.
Certain things, yes. Certain things is like that.
But irrespective of this things what we have been discussing, right from school students to the university, college, professional students, they ask one question. Respect at the time, and after giving a lecture, they'll ask one question. This is important for the examination. This is the one question they'll ask for it. Whether this question will appear in the examination. So their point of view is always passing the examination, getting the certificate, and going out of it and getting a job. And that perspective has to be slowly changed, and try to make at least 50% that they have some purpose, and they have to do something, whatever the education thing, they have to use for the community development. That's very important.
And one more thing, you can also tell your daughter, like, you cannot have two wrong thing. Like, if you're still going and standing in front to book the ticket, it'll be like chaos. So it's like rules and regulations are being formed for as a governance, so that we can, regulate people. So self-regulation, and also like, to avoid conflicts, avoid, physical injuries or like fights. So that is the process. So it's like, certain things are non-negotiable in behavioral psychology. So it's like, I have taken, when I was working for the first Canadian organization, so there is a rule called like, what to say, it's like, negotiable and non-negotiable behaviors, which we actually, practice and get it signed. It is certain behaviors are non-negotiable. That's it. You cannot say like, the organizational values and every company you say, that there is an organizational values are there. They actually enforce that every employee has to follow that. It is non-negotiable. Sorry, sir,
Actually,
if I'm
not like that. See, I just have to say, my wife used to take lectures on fitness and healthcare in corporates, and when we asked this question, I mean, are you asking your employees to be fit? The answer was, no. If you enforce, they'll quit the job. In fact, these software companies are giving gym membership free of cost as a part of the package, as a perk to the people. What these guys do, they negotiate with the gym owner to mark attendance. So that they and go to movies and things like that. So I said, isn't fitness very important? I mean, you're after all grooming your future managers and executives do not think fitness. But guess what? Even in colleges, fitness is not mandated to teach. So I mean, or even in schools for that matter.
Yeah.
So
Sir,
if
sir,
you,
it is like you're talking about, like, you have to take the vaccine for protection. So it's
Yeah.
like you cannot say that you have to 100% take the vaccine. It is mandate. No
Yes.
government can say that as well. So
Correct.
it is that is their personal choice and the
Yeah.
personal freedom, or like the what to say, that's the personal right. Okay.
And
So it's like, as they say, the physical fitness is important, but it is also has a role nowadays in insurance, as well as the annual health checkups the company is mandatorily doing, and the mechanism is actually working the other side to evaluate the person's the employees personalities and then traits and then their behavior, and slowly they will actually have those consequences as well. So it's like you can really say no, it is, you cannot say that I cannot do physical activity, that is my personal right, but eventually it will get lost, I'm saying.
okay. Thank you.
So you
Which
can't
you
be
drive
fighting
safely.
everywhere, right?
Yeah. I'll do that. I'm not.
drive
I'll
safely.
just start now. I started.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you, Gopi, sir. Thank you, Suresh.